98.3, 1550 WXVA. The Thursday edition of Hometown Talk. I'm Tori Maxwell with News Director Andrea Starace, and our guest today is Mayor-elect Kip Stowell of Harpers Ferry.
Mayor Stowell, or is it right to call you Mayor Stowell yet?
Mayor-elect until July 1st.
July 1st is when you're going to be
because
sworn
we go through hopefully a pleasant transition period, and Adam Craven is mayor until that time.
Okay. The biggest problem facing Harpers Ferry right now is the big question about water availability. You, like every other town, I think, in the eastern panhandle, are going through a certain amount of growth pangs. There's development going on just outside of town and so forth. Can you explain exactly what the concern is about the water system?
Well, maybe there are several ways to go about that, but primarily we are now looking at what our original engineering study said about our capacity and how it, what can we grow, how can we grow, and this sort of thing. And we have developments outside the corporate limits, outside actually, well, on the other side, say the cliff side, coming towards Charlestown. They are going to need water. And the big question in my mind at the moment, and I'm hoping to find the answers in the next week, how can we keep the water quality for Bolivar and Harpers Ferry, which we serve as the Harpers Ferry Water Department, how can we keep that up? And how, if we have other building sites in Bolivar and Harpers Ferry, say there may be in Harpers Ferry a dozen or 10 sites that could be developed. Bolivar, we have to almost triple that because they do allow condominiums and townhouses, which much more compact, and that would be as many as maybe 30 houses, you see. And if we say the capacity, yes, we can have 40 more hookups. In reality, we need to count it as 80 because we still have the 40 or 30 in Bolivar and Harpers Ferry, and I don't think we should compromise the quality and the service that we have for the developers who, in fact, need to consider schooling. I mean, they need to contribute to building new schools. They need to be responsible for their water and sewage. But there is a law. I understand. I'm going to talk with the West Virginia Public Service Commission about this. That if we don't let them hook up, we could be forced to. Now, Mr.
Isn't that only if they're within the town limits?
No, it's within like a water district or a public service district.
Huh.
And I'm not sure where the boundaries of that district are, but I think they would include Mr. Capriati's development. And I feel that we just need to be cautious. We need to look at the figures, and we probably may have enough to service that, but at this time I certainly couldn't say. We also, last year, that we were at capacity, our tanks were full, and we had to tell the Park Service to stop, sprinkling their lawns and doing that because there was some thought that we might have run out of water or something, have to go over. We have the capacity to go into the Potomac River. But when we did that one time, we had this Potomac tea that was unbelievably distasteful in all sense and had an aroma that you couldn't take. So we hope we don't have to do that. But it was important we did it when I've been criticized by several people that it ran up the cost at that time to be able to do that. But a lot of people have to take their water from the Potomac. And if Elk Run runs dry, we may have to, but we try to avoid that. Because I took some of our water over to the wonderful Berkeley Springs water festival they have in Harpers Ferry that one year came in second, and we want to keep that up. And I think they do a wonderful job on water. The whole country is experiencing that. And I also feel that we someday may have to go over to the Potomac because all the buildings being done in Bakerton, in other words, they have septic tanks, and our aquifer between those rock layers, what is it doing to that? Are we really looking down the pike to polluted water in the whole county once that reaches the saturation point? I'm a little worried about that. Now, some people say, well, we should let these developers come in because it's potential customers, and we're going to get more money for it. And we need to look at our budget. We need to look at how much it's costing us. And right now, we need more money for the water department. So someone said, well, you've got it, give it to them, and we'll solve some of our problem.
But you still got to run the line.
We still got to run the line, but the developer will pay for the line, and will pay for the hookups, and then he is paid back gradually on a schedule over 3 years. So we don't have to put up front-end money. So it looks like, it looks on the face of it a pretty good good deal, and it may be. And we know we may have to raise the water rates, which is a sad thing, but it's costing more and more money for the lab things, all the testing we have to do, and running that. We still have the lowest water rates around, I believe, of Maryland.